second week in a row I've done that. What's the definition of madness? Something about doing the same thing and expecting different results. I don't know. Anyway, lesson not learned from. Hopefully next week I'll get it better. So, hi, happy Thursday. How is everybody? Hope you're all well. Beautiful day here. I don't know why I've got the curtain shut. But yeah, beautiful day here in Lancashire. So I hope wherever you are, it's sun shining and the heat wave is starting for you. So today, it's probably going to be a bit of a short one. It's a bit of a ranty one. No surprises. This week I've had, this week and last week I have had a couple of chats with a couple of prospective one-to-one clients who've booked in for my one-to-one programs, which I'm going to actually put some stuff on because it's been a while since I put some stuff on. But anyway, that's by the by. And both of them were kind of saying, when I was talking to them about what's prompted them to make the call to book in with me to finally get their endo under control, what's prompted that. And both of them said exactly the same, and it's made me realise that actually I was exactly the same. And I don't know a single client I've had who hasn't said the same thing. And why do we think that it's okay? Why are we all saying the same thing? Why, over the last 20 years, are we still in the same mindset that menstrual pain is okay, that it's normal? So when I talk to prospective clients and people who have ended up as clients, and like I say, my own journey, a lot of us, the majority of us, I think all of the people I can't hand on heart say all of the people I've ever treated or ever spoken to about it, but I can't particularly remember anybody who said that the pain is the main reason why they've sought help. All of us hate the pain. All of us say that the pain is excruciating, that that's the main thing that gets in the way of life, that if you could wave a magic wand, the pain would probably be the first thing that you took because that's the most debilitating thing. However, pain is never the reason, or very, very seldom the reason, that I'm given as to why people are coming to me to get help with their endometriosis. It's never the reason that people, it is sometimes the reason that people go to the doctors initially, but it's not that much of a reason for them to continue to press. So again, the pattern I'm seeing is that people go to the doctors kind of late teens, mid to late teens, with menstrual pain and heavy bleeding, but with menstrual pain. They're kind of told by doctors, by parents, that it's just normal, it's just a normal part of growing up, it's a normal part of being a woman, it's a normal part of the menstrual cycle. So they kind of stop worrying about it. They just put it to the back of their minds, it's normal, everybody else is coping, I just need to get on with it. And normally last a while longer until something else starts happening. And that's when they go back to the doctor, and that's when they start really pressuring the doctor. Now that something else could be that they're worried about their fertility. It could be that the other symptoms are just getting so bad that it's becoming unbearable. But why isn't period pain, why isn't menstrual pain enough for us to really seek help in the early days? And that has to come down to mindset. That has to come down to the messaging we're told when we're young, that our families, that our doctors are telling us that menstrual pain is just normal. And even now, I did a bit of research this morning. Even now, when you go onto mainstream websites, it talks about pain being part of the menstrual cycle, and it really shouldn't be. There is nothing that says that our periods have to be painful. Okay, maybe a bit of cramping, maybe two days out of the cycle, maybe a little bit of uncomfortableness, if that's the right word, discomfort, there we are, maybe a bit of discomfort as we're going through the cycle at various parts, but actually excruciating pain, or pain, because that's the other thing as well that I'm going to go on and say, but excruciating pain shouldn't be part of your menstrual cycle. And we need to really stop this normalization of menstrual pain. People talk about cramps, menstrual cramps. Oh, that's just normal. No, stop it. It isn't. Fair enough, if you've absolutely no other symptoms, if your menstrual cramping is just a twinge and it's only happening at your time of menstruation, then it might not be anything other than a little bit of cramping around menstruation. However, if that pain is enough for you to take a painkiller, if that pain is enough for you to go to bed early, if that pain is enough for you to stop what you're doing and sit down for a minute or two, then that is not normal. That should be questioned, and that should be supported as an issue to look into. Lots of women I speak to don't have any endometriosis symptoms other than cramping for years. Some women don't get their symptoms really flaring up until after they've had kids. But if people had taken the time to listen to them when they were saying about the pain in their menstrual cycle, then they might never have got to that point where their endometriosis had progressed to the point where all the other symptoms were starting to come in. So this is the other thing I was going to say in terms of pain as well. Everybody's pain threshold is different. So when we use subjective words like excruciating, something that's excruciating to one person might not be excruciating to somebody else. So by using subjective words to describe the pain, the cramping, everything that's going on in your menstrual cycle, you're putting your judgment on somebody. So if you're asking how painful it is, you are judging their answer by your pain threshold. And they are answering, judging by theirs. So, for example, I have quite a high pain threshold. For those of you who don't know me, I'm covered in tattoos. I've had endometriosis for years. I've had various injuries, quite sporty. I've had numerous sporting injuries. My pain threshold is relatively high. So if somebody said to me, okay, how are your stomach cramps this month? Yeah, they're getting a bit bad. To me saying pain is getting a bit bad normally means that it's borderline debilitating. I don't know, maybe it's my northern upbringing, but my pain threshold is high enough for that. I just, unless it is absolutely debilitating, it's not great. Somebody else with a lower pain threshold might think that what I'm experiencing is excruciating. So again, by me asking, so as a practitioner, as a therapist, I ask people to describe their pain. So I always say, again, for those of you who know me will have heard me say this before, it's almost like the Eskimos' word for snow. They have so many words for snow because they get so many different varieties of snow. And we just have one word for pain. So I like people to describe the pain they're feeling. Is it stabbing? Is it throbbing? Is it sore? Is it sore? Is it hot? Is it, what sort of pain is it? When do you get it? And what does it stop you doing? And if you had to compare it to something, what would you compare it to? Because if I ask somebody, oh, how bad is that pain? They're going to give me an answer based on their pain threshold, which actually isn't telling me anything at all. Because if somebody says to me, yeah, it's really bad, for me, that's hospitalisation. For them, it might just be a couple of hours in bed. And I say just be a couple of hours in bed. It's still bad. It's still not normal. But in terms of asking people, so in terms of describing your pain when people ask you, try not to use subjective words like it's bad, yeah, it's really painful. Try to describe the impact that pain is having and try to liken it to something. So is it the same? I don't know, you might remember when I cut my thumb a few weeks ago. Is it the same as when you cut your end off the thumb with a whatever knife it was, bread knife? Oh no, it was on the dog food can, wasn't it? Is it the same as when you slice your thumb on the dog food can? Is it the same as when you burn your hands when you're taking something out of the oven? Liken it to something to give them a benchmark for themselves to know what sort of pain it is, because otherwise you're not you, but they're just judging you based on their own pain threshold. So pain in the menstrual cycle isn't normal. It's time that we ended that myth. It's time that we changed that dialogue. It's time that we educated people that isn't the case. So at every opportunity you get, whenever you hear somebody with or without endometriosis saying, oh, it's that time of the month, I'm getting my monthly pains, challenge it. Tell them it doesn't have to be that way. It shouldn't be painful. What sort of pain are they having? How does it feel? Is it the same as chopping their finger off? How is it making them feel? And what is it similar to? And talk to them about the pain. Make them understand that you're listening. Make them feel heard and make them validate the pain that they're feeling, because that actually might be the difference between somebody accepting what the doctors are saying, that it's normal, and somebody going back and actually pushing for some help. So that's my rant this Thursday. Let me know what you think. I'm going to put some information on about my one-to-one coaching in the next couple of days. If you or anybody you know will be interested, then feel free to share that post far and wide. Keep challenging the misconceptions around our menstrual cycles. It is the most beautiful thing in the world. It should be celebrated and it should be beautiful. It shouldn't be painful. It shouldn't be shrouded in this horribleness that well, not that we can't talk about, but that nobody listens. So let's end it. All right, guys, have a lovely Thursday, lovely weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.